Good evening. This is All India Radio. I am Valsa Williams and with me is Prashant Kumar Sinha with the evening news. The headlines. Prime Minister Narendra Modi interacts with IPS probationers at Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel National Police Academy, urges them to play a major role in shaping the country to a Surajya in the next 25 years. Centre reviews COVID-19 situation in 10 states, showing an upsurge in COVID cases and positivity. Over 1,800 crore rupees provided to states and union territories so far by Union Government under Emergency COVID Response Package. Centre advises states to prioritize vaccination of vagabonds and destitutes in nationwide COVID-19 vaccination drive. Vice President M. Venkaiah Naidu calls for innovative and collaborative efforts to protect and rejuvenate Indian languages. Jharkhand High Court directs SIT to submit report by August 3rd in death probe of Dhanbad Judge Uttam Anand. Relief and rescue operations by Border Roads Organisation on in flash flood and landslide hit areas of Himachal Pradesh. In Tokyo Olympics, Kamalpreet Kaur enters final of women's discus throw. Indian women's hockey team qualifies for quarterfinals. And ace shuttler PV Sindhu loses to Tai Tzu Ying of Chinese Taipei in semi-final to compete for bronze tomorrow. As the nationwide free COVID-19 vaccination campaign at government facilities for those above 18 years is going on, we advise our young listeners to get vaccinated and also help others get vaccinated. We also advise our listeners not to lower their guard as COVID-19 remains a threat to our health. Please stay at home unless it is essential to go out and continue to follow these 3 simple steps. Wear a face mask, maintain 2 gaz ki duri for social distancing, focus on hand and face hygiene. For any COVID-related information and guidance, contact national helpline numbers 011-2397-8046 and 1075. And now the news. Prime Minister Narendra Modi today exhorted the IPS probationers to play a major role in shaping the country to a Surajya during the next 25 years. He asked them to keep national interest in mind while taking any decision at the ground level and remember the mantra of nation first, always first.
आपको एक मंत्र सदा सर्वदा याद रखना है। फील्ड में रहते हुए आप जो भी फैसले ले उसमें देश हित होना चाहिए, राष्ट्रीय परिप्रेक्ष्य होना चाहिए। आपके कामकाज का दायरा और समस्याएं अक्सर लोकल होगी। ऐसे में उनसे निपटते हुए ये मंत्र बहुत काम आएगा। आपको हमेशा ये याद रखना है कि आप एक भारत श्रेष्ठ भारत के भी ध्वजवाहक हैं। इसलिए आपके हर एक्शन, आपकी हर गतिविधि नेशन फर्स्ट, ऑलवेज फर्स्ट, राष्ट्र प्रथम, सदैव प्रथम, इसी भावना को रिफ्लेक्ट करने वाली होनी चाहिए।
The Prime Minister addressed and interacted virtually with the IPS probationers of the Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel National Police Academy in Hyderabad this morning. The Prime Minister interacted with IPS probationers from cadres belonging to various states including Tamil Nadu, Chhattisgarh, Rajasthan, Kerala and Andhra Pradesh on the occasion. Stating that internal and external challenges grow along the development path of the country, he asked the probationers to be prepared to tackle technology disruptions and find innovative and new ideas to tackle menaces like cyber and digital frauds.
आपकी चुनौती टेक्नोलॉजी डिसरप्शन के इस दौर में पुलिसिंग को निरंतर तैयार करने की, आपकी चुनौती क्राइम के नए तौर तरीकों को उससे भी ज्यादा इनोवेटिव तरीके से रोकने की है। विशेष रूप से साइबर सिक्योरिटी को लेकर नए प्रयोगों, नए रिसर्च और नए तौर तरीकों को आपको डेवलप भी करना होगा और उनको अप्लाई भी करना होगा।
Stating that development and welfare play a key role in dealing with internal security issues, the Prime Minister asked the IPS probationers to be considerate with people and deal with issues with patience and concern. He asked them to make all-out efforts to maintain peace and discipline in society in the coming days. The Prime Minister also recalled the cooperation with friendly countries like the Maldives and Bhutan, especially in extending mutual cooperation during the COVID pandemic and otherwise. He said mutual cooperation among the countries will continue in dealing with digital, cyber and international frauds as the police officers get training in the academy. Earlier, interacting with the probationers, the Prime Minister pointed out that the increasing number of women in the police forces is motivating many in different parts of the country. Union Home Minister Amit Shah and Minister of State for Home Nityanand Rai were also present on the occasion.
The centre today reviewed the COVID-19 situation in 10 states which are witnessing rise in daily COVID cases and rise in positivity. The states have been advised to undertake intensive containment measures and active surveillance in clusters reporting higher cases. Union Health Secretary Rajesh Bhushan reviewed the COVID situation in the 10 states of Kerala, Maharashtra, Karnataka, Tamil Nadu, Odisha, Assam, Mizoram, Meghalaya, Andhra Pradesh and Manipur. States have been advised that districts reporting positivity rate over 10% need to impose strict restrictions to prevent crowds and intermingling of people. Director General of the Indian Council of Medical Research, Dr. Balram Bhargav, has warned against any complacency, saying that 46 districts are still reporting more than 10% positivity, while another 53 districts are showing a positivity between 5 to 10%. The centre has provided around 1,828 crore rupees so far to states and union territories under the Emergency COVID Response Package to fight against the pandemic. In a tweet, Health Minister Mansukh Mandavia said the amount is 15% of the total amount of the package. He said this package will be helpful in the development of health infrastructure across the country. The centre has again advised states and union territories to prioritize vaccination of vagabonds and destitutes under the nationwide COVID-19 vaccination drive. In a letter written to states and union territories, the Union Health Ministry has exhorted to take up the task on a priority basis. States and union territories have been advised to direct their concerned departments of social justice and empowerment and health to work together to facilitate vaccination of the destitutes, beggars and vagabonds. Concerned departments of state governments have been encouraged to take the help of NGOs, citizens and volunteers in this endeavour. Under the nationwide COVID-19 vaccination drive, so far more than 46 crore 15 lakh doses have been administered in the country. The Health Ministry said more than 52 lakh 99,000 vaccine doses were administered during the past 24 hours. The recovery rate stands at 97.37%, with over 37,000 patients recovering in the past 24 hours. The Health Ministry has said that more than 48 crore 78 lakh vaccine doses have been provided to states and union territories so far. It said that a further 68 lakh 57,590 doses are in the pipeline. The ministry added that more than 3 crore 14 lakh balance and unutilized COVID vaccine doses are still available with states and union territories and private hospitals to be administered.
In a bid to encourage and honour the tireless and unparalleled contribution of journalists during the coronavirus pandemic and to support their families, Uttar Pradesh Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath today provided financial help of 5.5 crore rupees to the families of journalists who lost their lives in the second wave of COVID in the state. The Chief Minister was also accompanied by President of News Broadcasters Association and India TV Editor-in-Chief Rajat Sharma on the occasion. More from our Lucknow correspondent.
Family of each journalist was provided a financial help of 10 lakh rupees in a function in state capital Lucknow today. While handing over the checks to the family persons of the journalists, Yogi Adityanath said that vaccination drives for journalists were organized in Noida and Lucknow to provide them the security cover. He said that over 25,000 journalists were vaccinated during the drive. He hailed the role of journalists during corona wave and said that they even helped in framing the strategy of vaccination.
और जहां पर मीडिया के लिए स्पेशल बूथ बना हुआ था तो मैंने वहां पूछा, मैंने कहा कितने लोगों को वैक्सीन लग रहा है, तो मुझे बताया गया कि एक वायल में हम 11 लोगों को वैक्सीन यहां पर दे रहे हैं। यानी मीडिया ने ही वहां पर भी रास्ता दिखाया कि जो प्रधानमंत्री जी चाहते थे कि वास्तव में 11 लोगों का वैक्सीन है तो 11 लोगों को लगे। एक जो हम अभी भी उसको वेस्ट कर देते थे, वह भी वेस्ट न हो, और यह हमें यहाँ देखने को मिला.
During the function, Navneet Sehgal, Additional Chief Secretary Information of State, said that applications of many more journalist families are under process and very soon they will also get the financial help from government. Sushil Chandra Tiwari, AIR News, Lucknow.
The News Services Division of All India Radio in its bilingual live phone-in program Corona Jagrukta series will bring you a special discussion on COVID-19 tonight. This can be heard on FM Gold channel and additional frequencies from 9:30 p.m. onwards. Dr. S. Banerjee from Savai Man Singh Medical College in Jaipur will participate in the live discussion. Listeners can ask questions to the expert on toll-free number 1-800-115767 and on telephone number 011-2331-4444. One can also post queries on our Twitter handle at AIR News Alerts by hashtag AskAIR. This program will also be available on our website, newsonair.nic.in, and on our YouTube channel, News on AIR Official. You can also follow us on the News on AIR app for updates. The COVID helpline numbers are available on our website, www.newsonair.gov.in. The Bharatiya Janata Party has said the government is continuously working for the economic upliftment and providing social justice to the people of the country. Addressing a press conference today, Union Minister Bhupender Yadav said Prime Minister Narendra Modi has taken a historic decision to provide reservation to OBC and economically weaker sections in the All India quota system for undergraduate and postgraduate medical and dental courses.
मेडिकल कॉलेज में भी ओबीसी समाज के 27% और आर्थिक रूप से पिछड़े वर्ग के विद्यार्थियों के लिए भी 10% आरक्षण की बात की गई. पिछले 5 वर्षों में देश में 179 नए मेडिकल कॉलेज खुले. अब देश में 558 जिसमें 298 सरकारी और 269 प्राइवेट मेडिकल कॉलेज है और यूजी और पीजी के सीटों की संख्या में भी 56% के करीब और पीजी की सीटों में तो 80% के करीब बढ़ोतरी की गई है.
Rajiv Ranjan Singh alias Lalan Singh has been appointed the National President of Janata Dal United. The decision was taken in the meeting of the National Executive of the party held in New Delhi today. He has replaced present National President RCP Singh, who was recently inducted in the Union Council of Ministers. Mr. Singh is handling the portfolio as Minister of Steel. The new president of JDU is the Member of Parliament from Munger Lok Sabha constituency in Bihar. Vice President M. Venkaiah Naidu today called for innovative and collaborative efforts to protect and rejuvenate Indian languages. Stressing the need for preserving languages and ensuring their continuity, he said it is possible only through a people's movement. He said people must come together in one voice and pool in efforts to pass on the heritage of language to future generations. He was virtually addressing a conference for Telugu Kutami on the protection of mother tongue. Mr. Naidu emphasized the need for quality translations and improving scientific terminology in Indian languages. The Jharkhand High Court has directed the Special Investigation Team SIT probing the death of Dhanbad Additional and District Sessions Judge Uttam Anand to submit its report by August the 3rd. The court said it wanted a speedy and professional investigation. The court also ordered the Jharkhand DGP to apprise the court about the graph rate of crime in Jharkhand after January 2020. The direction was passed by a division bench of Chief Justice Dr. Ravi Ranjan and Justice Sujit Narayan in the suo motu case regarding the death of Judge Anand, who was mowed down by an auto rickshaw on Wednesday.
The Border Roads Organization BRO is carrying out rescue and relief operations in Himachal Pradesh, which is witnessing flash floods and landslides due to heavy rainfall. In the Lahaul and Spiti Valley, the strategic Manali-Sarchu road was closed for traffic at various places due to multiple landslides. Yesterday, many civilians were stranded and facing problems due to lack of oxygen in inclement high-altitude conditions on Manali-Leh road. The BRO team cleared the landslide and rescued people. Meanwhile, Himachal Pradesh Chief Minister Jairam Thakur today visited Lahaul Spiti district to take stock of the situation arisen due to the recent flash floods and landslide incidents in the district. He directed the district officials to assess the damage caused by the flash floods and assured all possible help from the state government. In the Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir, 2 terrorists were killed in a gunfight that broke out between terrorists and security forces in Dachigam forest area in South Kashmir's Pulwama district today. The 2 hardcore terrorists were involved in the Lathpura terror attack, which took place on the 14th of February 2019, wherein 40 Central Reserve Police Force CRPF personnel were martyred when a convoy of CRPF was attacked by a suicide bomber of Pakistan-based terror group Jaish-e-Mohammed on the Jammu-Srinagar National Highway at Lathpura in South Kashmir's Pulwama district. Inspector General of Police Kashmir Range Vijay Kumar said that one of the terrorists killed in the operation was Muhammad Ismail Alvi, alias Lambu, a topmost Pakistani terrorist who was affiliated with the Jaish-e-Mohammed JEM terror outfit and was from the family of Masood Azhar. The second terrorist killed was identified as Samir Dar, who was an A+ category terrorist of Pulwama. He was also involved in the Lathpura attack and figured in the NIA's charge sheet. India will assume the presidency of the UN Security Council tomorrow. In a message to the international community on the eve of the momentous occasion, India's permanent representative to the UN, Ambassador Tirumurti, highlighted the significance of the responsibility to India and what India will strive to bring to the global high table.
India will be the President of the United Nations Security Council in August. It is a singular honor for us to be presiding over the Security Council in the same month when we are celebrating our 75th Independence Day. This is our 8th tenure in the Security Council. In the last 7 months of our tenure in the Council, we have taken a principled and forward-looking position on various issues. India will be organizing signature events in 3 major areas: maritime security, peacekeeping, and counter-terrorism.
This is All India Radio giving you the news. For quick news updates round the clock, follow us on Twitter at AIR News Alert.
Welcome back to the evening news. Now here is a review of this week's Parliament proceedings. The second week of Parliament's monsoon session began on a stormy note even as opposition members continued with their protests over a host of issues, including the alleged Pegasus snooping case and farm laws. However, the government succeeded in getting 2 bills passed in the Lok Sabha on Monday. The Lok Sabha passed the Factoring Regulation Amendment Bill 2021 and the National Institutes of Food Technology, Entrepreneurship and Management Bill 2021 amid uproar by the opposition. Moving the Factoring Regulation Amendment Bill, Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman said the changes have been made in the interest of the MSME sector. She said it simplifies the definition of factoring business in which the banks, non-banking financial companies or involvement of any business entity. Ms. Sitharaman said the process of sale and acquirement of factors from one entity to another is simplified in this bill. The bill seeks to amend the Factoring Regulation Act 2011 to widen the scope of entities which can engage in factoring business. The Lok Sabha also passed the National Institutes of Food Technology, Entrepreneurship and Management Bill 2021, moved by Food Processing and Industries Minister Pashupati Kumar Paras. It lays down the provision for certain institutes of food technology, entrepreneurship and management like National Institute of Food Technology, Entrepreneurship and Management at Kundli and the Indian Institute of Food Processing Technology at Tanjavur as institutions of national importance. The bills were passed without discussion in the House as opposition members continued to stage protests demanding discussion on the Pegasus snooping allegations and the farmers' demand of repealing the 3 new farming laws. Earlier in the day, the House witnessed repeated adjournments. When it met at 2 p.m. and ran for a few minutes, papers were laid on the table and Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman introduced the Insolvency and Bankruptcy Code Amendment Bill 2021. As soon as the House met in the morning, Speaker Om Birla paid tributes to personnel of the armed forces for their valour and sacrifice during the 1999 Kargil War. on the 22nd anniversary of Operation Vijay, mounted to flush out Pakistani troops from the heights of Kargil, Speaker Birla also expressed his gratitude to the family members of the heroes of the war. Members observed silence for those who made the supreme sacrifice. The Speaker congratulated Mirabai Chanu for winning a silver medal at the Tokyo Olympics. Soon thereafter, opposition members again trooped into the well of the House, raising slogans and disrupting the proceedings. The Rajya Sabha failed to transact any business on Monday as it witnessed repeated adjournments, with the opposition continuing to create uproar over the farmers and Pegasus snooping issues. The House witnessed 5 adjournments during the day till it was adjourned finally for the day amid continued disruption by the opposition. On Tuesday, both Houses of Parliament continued to face disruptions over Pegasus snooping, farm laws and other issues. Amid ruckus, Rajya Sabha passed the Marine Aids to Navigation Bill 2021. The bill was passed after a brief discussion amid din. The Lok Sabha has already passed the legislation. The bill seeks to provide a framework for the development, maintenance and management of aids to navigation in India. It defines aids to navigation as a device, system or service external to the vessels designed and operated to enhance the safety and efficiency of navigation of vessels and vessel traffic.
On Wednesday, both the houses also witnessed continued adjournments due to the uproar created by the opposition parties over the Pegasus snooping and other issues. Amid the din, Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha were adjourned for the day after repeated adjournments. Earlier, the Lok Sabha passed supplementary demands for grant first batch 2021-22 and demands for excess grants for 2017-18, along with appropriation bills 2021. The House also passed Insolvency and Bankruptcy Code Amendment Bill 2021 without any discussion. On Thursday, the Lok Sabha passed the Airports Economic Regulatory Authority of India Amendment Bill 2021 and the Inland Vesselways 2021, the Inland Vessels Bill 2021 without any discussion. Amidst protests of opposition members in the well, Civil Aviation Minister Jyotiraditya Scindia moved the bill. He said the bill thrusts upon increase of air traffic and related economic activities across the country, including Tier 2 and Tier 3 cities. The minister said after the launch of Regional Air Connectivity Scheme UDAN, aviation activities have been increased manifold in the country. Mr. Scindia said several small airports like Darbhanga, Belgaum and Jharsuguda were rejuvenated after inception of the UDAN scheme. Amid pandemonium, the bill was passed. Even though the House was witnessing protests from agitating members, the Inland Vessels Bill 2021 was taken up and was also passed without discussion. The bill replaces the Inland Vessels Act 1917. Moving the bill in the House, Minister of Ports, Shipping and Waterways Sarbanand Sonowal said the 1917 Act was obsolete in the emerging scenario. He said the Inland Vessels Bill 2021 seeks fast, safe and economical interstate movement of vessels through inland waterways. Mr. Sonowal said it will help in boosting commerce and economic activities and national integration, besides bringing uniformity in application of law relating to inland waterways and navigation within the country. The minister said it will help in catalyzing a new regime of inland vessels movement. He said the bill also aims to bring transparency and accountability of administration of inland water transportation. Parliament passed the Factoring Regulation Amendment Bill 2021 with the Rajya Sabha approving it on Thursday amid din. The bill had already been passed by the Lok Sabha. Factoring business is a business where an entity acquires the receivables of another entity for an amount. A factor can be a bank, a registered non-banking financial company, or any company registered under the Companies Act. Speaking on the bill, Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman said it will benefit the micro, small and medium enterprises of the country. She said MSMEs are facing difficulty due to delay in receivables, and this bill will help in ensuring smoother working capital cycle and healthier cash flows. She said MSMEs will get easier liquidity, which will help in their operations. The House had a brief discussion on the bill. On Friday, both houses were adjourned for the day following disruptions by the opposition over the Pegasus, snooping, farm laws and other issues. Amid pandemonium, the Commission for Air Quality Management in the National Capital Region and Adjoining Areas Bill 2021 and the General Insurance Business Nationalization Amendment Bill 2021 were introduced in the Lok Sabha. The scene was no different in the Rajya Sabha. Amidst the ruckus, Minister of State for Corporate Affairs Rao Inderjit Singh introduced the Limited Liability Partnership Amendment Bill 2021, while Minister of State for Finance Bhagwat Karad introduced the Deposit Insurance and Credit Guarantee Corporation Amendment Bill 2021 in the Rajya Sabha. After the introduction of these two bills, the Rajya Sabha passed the Coconut Development Board Amendment Bill 2021 without discussion. The Coconut Development Board Amendment Bill 2021 was moved by Minister of Agriculture Narendra Singh Tomar. As the pandemonium continued in the House, the Deputy Chairman finally adjourned the House for the day. That's all in Weekly Parliament Review.
Moving on to sports, listeners from across the country are participating in the Olympic quiz with AIR News. Listeners have emailed us their replies in huge numbers. Sonu Priyadarshi of Shillong in Meghalaya was the first to send the correct answer of the question of 29th July. Many congratulations to him from the entire team of AIR News. Speaking to AIR News, Sonu Priyadarshi expressed his happiness on winning the Olympic quiz and wished the Indian Olympic contingent the best for the Tokyo Olympics.
मैं ऑल इंडिया रेडियो बहुत सालों से सुन रहा हूँ। ऑल इंडिया रेडियो के सारे कार्यक्रम शामिल हैं हमारे नियमित के कार्यक्रम के रूप में। उसमें से एक स्पोर्ट्स कैन भी है और मैं अपने तरफ से भारतीय ओलंपिक टीम को बहुत-बहुत बधाई भी देना चाहता हूँ और कामना भी करता हूँ कि वो अधिक से अधिक पदक जीत सके। चीयर फॉर इंडिया।
At the Tokyo Olympics, it was a mixed day today for the Indian contingent. In a big upset, ace shuttler PV Sindhu lost to top seed Tai Tzu Ying of Chinese Taipei 18-21, 12-21 in the semi-final of the women's singles. However, Sindhu is still in contention for a podium finish when she features in the bronze medal match against China's He Pingqiao tomorrow. Indian woman pugilist Pooja Rani's quest for a medal also ended as Tian Li of China defeated her in middleweight 75 kg category 5-0. Top seed and favourite boxer Amit Panghal also bowed out after losing to Yubergen Martinez of Colombia 1-4 in pre-quarterfinals of men's flyweight event. India's campaign in archery ended this morning as Atanu Das failed to qualify for the quarterfinals after going down against Takaharu Furukawa of Japan 4-6 in a close battle of bows in the men's individual event final. However, the Indian women's hockey team qualified for the quarterfinals after Great Britain defeated Ireland 2-0. India will now face Australia in their quarterfinal match. Riding on Vandana Kataria's historic Olympic hat-trick, the Indian women's hockey team defeated South Africa 4-3 in a must-win Pool A match today. Athlete Kamalpreet Kaur entered the final of women's discus throw after pulling out a monster 64-meter throw in the qualification round. India's national record holder Kamalpreet also finished second in the overall standings. The final will be held on Monday. Indian shooters Anjum Gill settled for the 15th and Tejaswini Sawant for 33rd position, failing to make it to the finals of the women's 50-meter rifle 3 positions event. Now let us take a look at the weather forecast for tomorrow. The national capital Delhi, Mumbai, Chennai are likely to experience generally cloudy sky with moderate rain. Kolkata is also expected to have generally cloudy sky with 1 or 2 spells of rain or thunder showers. Srinagar, Jammu, Leh and Muzaffarabad will experience partly cloudy sky with possibility of rain or thunderstorm. Gilgit will have a partly cloudy sky. Guwahati, Imphal, Shillong, Aizawl, Kohima, Gangtok, Itanagar and Agartala will have generally cloudy sky with moderate rain. Port Blair is expected to have a partly cloudy sky with 1 or 2 spells of rain or thunder showers. Diu is expected to have generally cloudy sky with light rain. Panjim will have a generally cloudy sky with a few spells of rain or thunder showers. Vishakhapatnam, Bengaluru and Tiruvananthapuram will have generally cloudy sky with light rain. Now, before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. Prime Minister Narendra Modi interacts with IPS probationers at Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel National Police Academy, urges them to play major role in shaping the country to a Surajya in the next 25 years. Centre reviews COVID-19 situation in 10 states, showing an upsurge in COVID cases and positivity. Over 1,800 crore rupees provided to states and union territories so far by Union Government under Emergency COVID Response Package. Centre advises states to prioritize vaccination of vagabonds and destitutes in nationwide COVID-19 vaccination drive. Vice President M. Venkaiah Naidu calls for innovative and collaborative efforts to protect and rejuvenate Indian languages. Jharkhand High Court directs SIT to submit report by August 3rd in death probe of Dhanbad Judge Uttam Anand. Relief and rescue operations by Border Roads Organization on in flash flood and landslide hit areas of Himachal Pradesh. In Tokyo Olympics, Kamalpreet Kaur enters final of women's discus throw. Indian women's hockey team qualifies for quarterfinals, and ace shuttler PV Sindhu loses to Tai Tzu Ying of Chinese Taipei in semi-final to compete for bronze tomorrow. And with that we end the evening news. Good night.